We live in a very money-driven world. Carl Sandburg, a three-time Pulitzer-winning author, once described money as being power, freedom, a cushion, the root of all evil, the sum of blessings. Sandburg's remarks on money are quite true when it comes to wealthy escaping consequences. Money, for wealthy lawbreakers, is the ability, like Sandburg said, to have control, stay free, receive a cushioned sentencing, and ultimately feel blessed for escaping their consequences. Now, as I mentioned before, we live in a very money-driven world, but should our judicial system also be the same? Wealthy individuals getting easier sentences is more common than you may think. A poll taken by debate.org shows that 76% of wealthy individuals get away with more crime than lower and middle class citizens. In my speech, I will discuss two examples in which wealthy have gotten a slap on the hand compared to normal sentencing. My first example, Oscar Pistorius, who you may know as the paralympic Olympian, later became known for shooting his girlfriend, whom his lawyers did a convincing job persuading the jury to believe that Pistorius believed his girlfriend was a burglar. He ended up being charged with manslaughter and spent less than 1 year in prison before he was granted house arrest in a luxurious mansion. Typical manslaughter offenders face up to 10 years in prison. My second example, Ethan Couch, killed 4 people drinking and driving. His blood alcohol level was 3 times the legal limit and never went to prison. He only faced 10 years of probation. His lawyers used the affluenza defense to persuade the jury that Couch did not understand consequences because his wealthy parents never disciplined him. In Texas, where Couch was charged, the intoxicated manslaughter sentencing is anywhere from 2 to 20 years with up to a $10,000 fine. Now, the contrast between both Pistorius and Couch's cases and their sentencing compared to what normal people face is ridiculous. According to prisonlegalnews.org, there are 2 criminal justice systems in the United States. One is for people with wealth, fame, or influence, who can afford to hire top-notch attorneys and public relation firms who make campaign contributions to sheriffs, legislators, and other elected officials, and who enjoy certain privileges due to their celebrity status or the size of their bank accounts. The other judicial system is for everybody else. One can conclude that the amount of individuals who have escaped the consequences of their actions needs to change. Based on what you heard, would you agree that justice needs to be fairly served in our judicial system? As that is our court system's duty. It is not their duty to continue coddling the wealthy and condoning this behavior. The courts need to begin demonstrating that there are fair and just consequences for everyone's unlawful actions.